Technically, Minecraft is already a 3D game, but what if you wanted to make Minecraft more 3D? Go from your standard Minecraft experience to something with a lot more depth. Today we're going to be taking a look at a handful of add-ons that take Minecraft and make it 3D, that make it more 3D, and these are all free. Technically only one of these is an add-on, the rest are resource packs, but they're all add-on adjacent, and I will even throw in some bonus ones that add in new 3D content. New stuff added to the game in 3D at the end. So anyway, let's jump into the most obvious one, the first one. Notice how this grass is all 3D? That's thanks to the Minecraft 3D pack by LVZBX. This takes almost all of Minecraft's base textures and makes them have some nice depth, and it's most apparent with blocks. Like, we can, from afar you don't really notice it, but when you get up close you can see this tree. It looks a little bit 3D. Some things definitely look better than others, like the highlights look better from a little bit of a distance, but it definitely does give off that effect. Especially if I grab like planks here or something, it really feels like a nice little 3D upgrade. Even the plants have some added depth. Like, look at that. Can grab some diamond stuff for reference. So we've got some diamond ore. Very nice. I like the side textures especially. We can even look on the bottom. I mean, it is just one texture all around, but like in terms of how the lighting affects it, because this is just a texture pretty much. The base version is free, with higher resolution versions costing a little bit on Patreon, I believe. And I'm not sure if it's in the free version or not, but I believe there is RTX support in at least one of the versions. It might be its own thing. But I think the deep slate diamond ore might be my favorite. Like, look at that texture. That looks so nice. And of course the block of diamond, very subtle, but the diamond block has just very nice little detailing in it. You can really see it on these birch logs here. They look really nice. Honestly, I think this is really tastefully done. It just gives Minecraft a little bit of extra depth and extra shading, and it's the kind of thing that you're not really going to be like looking at 24/7, but when you like actually take a second to just look at your environment as you go through it, it looks really nice. But what good are 3D blocks without 3D items? And that's where the 3D items pack by Herx, I think, comes in. You can notice how this torch is 3D in my hand, and if I go into first person, it's also 3D, because that's the general idea of this add-on, which is to take things that are normally 3D when they're in the world or in some situation and make them 3D when they're in your hand. So you can also see this with the Totem of Undying, which isn't even normally 3D, but it gives it this cool little 3D effect. The doors are really fun because it looks like you're actually holding the door, and it's not completely to scale, but it's like close enough to scale where it's a lot better than just having a tiny little door item in your hand. The boats are also great. It's still a little small, but like, especially in first person, this actually looks like you're carrying a boat and ready to set a boat down. Like, I don't know, I think it adds a lot to the game. There's even a lot of random smaller things like flower pots. I don't know, I think that's just a really nice little change and a nice little addition. And like I said, there's some things that aren't normally 3D but are now, like this iron ingot right here, which has this nice little ingot 3D texture. Same with books. Books are one of my favorites. Hanging signs, funny enough, also have it. It's a lot of things. I don't have time to go over all of them, of course, but my personal favorite has to be the lanterns, because yes, it looks cool in first person. Look when you go into third person, it's actually like you're holding out the lantern a little bit. Like, you can see the arm sticks out just a little bit, so it's as if I'm like trying to go, I don't know, caving. So I feel like this paired with a dynamic lighting add-on would be really nice, because it looks like you're actually holding out the lantern. So I don't know, I think that could be pretty cool. While that last add-on does technically have support for tools and weapons, my pick would be the vanilla 3D pack by Mellow Official. Now this is probably my favorite 3D related pack. It makes the weapons and things look so good, and they all have their own unique style too. So I'm gonna go through them with different tools, so you can see how diamond is like more classic, more traditional. It looks pretty cool. But if I go to wood, it's actually got this like little I don't know what you call that, little leaf on there. It kind of represents the fact that this literally, you punch down a tree and then now you have this axe or whatever tool it may be. Same with stone, it's got this little like bit of area where you can see it's kind of tied to it, and then I don't know, it looks so cool. And I love the like color palettes for this too. It's just very well made. Same with iron. Iron looks similar to diamond, where it's like more traditional. It's actually forged. It's very well made. Same with gold as well, and the hoe actually looks kind of pretty good. It looks like a nice little hoe. You could imagine tilling the ground with that, I feel like. And then of course netherite, you get some nice bulkiness. So the diamond sword is more traditional. The netherite sword, you get that nice hefty, bulky top, if you know what I'm saying. Even the bow has it, and it's not just the idle bow. You can actually charge your bow up and you can see a 3D arrow that looks like the arrow that you're about to shoot come out of the bow, or like I guess get charged up by the bow, and it has the whole charge up animation. And of course everything works as it should. It's kind of just textures and whatnot, or models. The mace of course has this really nice mace texture, this mace 3D model, like that a lot. And then one of my favorite things, this shield, which I don't know, it just looks nicer than the original shield. It's a little bit smaller. I feel like it's a little bit better, but this is, I don't know, this feels much more realistic as what someone would make if they had to make a shield, which I guess the shield was already 3D, but this is just a better version of it. There are also some other things. I believe the trident is also improved, but this just looks so much cooler than like standard Minecraft stuff. I actually have like a full-on 3D weapon and shield, and I don't know, I feel like I'm ready to go fight some stuff. But in actuality, I'm ready to drop some stuff. And I can drop things in more 3D thanks to Rayon's item physics add-on. Now, all I have to do is take whatever I have and drop it on the ground, and it actually has some little simulated physics where it drops on the ground, you can push it around, and it doesn't get picked up when you walk over it. If you want to pick something up, you just interact with it and it'll pick it back up. But I can throw cookies all over the place, and I actually have just cookies all over my floor. There's cookies everywhere. I need to pick these, I need to clean up. I drop the cookies, and if they're on the ground for too long, they're gonna go bad, and that's not great. I can also do it with, I don't know why I grabbed bottles of enchanting, but they just look kind of cool. I guess because I can show you the enchantment glint still kind of works on them, which is pretty cool. You can also do it with blocks, and they kind of have this little randomized position. The blocks are some of my favorite. I mean, they look so nice, and that really, it makes Minecraft feel more 3D, even though it's not actually changing the models of things. Except it kind of is, because let's say I throw a helmet on the ground, it's actually got the 3D model of the helmet on the ground. You could do that with pretty much all the armor. I just have a helmet for example, but it actually has the whole model, and you can even see it working with the other add-on. Oh, if you crouch near it, it actually picks it up. That's pretty nice, especially if you have a bunch of things, you don't want to right click them all. But it works really well with these other add-ons, and it's not just the ones that change the textures of things. It includes working with the ones that change the models. So if I have this bow here and I throw it down, you can see it actually shows up like the bow. This is a whole nother level of making Minecraft look nice, like having this 3D bow on the ground that you can push around and pick up. And I don't know, I'm a big fan of this one. And yes, they will like fall and whatnot. They have physics. They will tumble around a little bit. Not as much as the Java mod, of course, but this is the next best thing, and I think it's the best people can do in Bedrock, and honestly, it's really impressive. As far as recommendations for add-ons to add new stuff to the game that is 3D, the first thing that comes to mind is a recent add-on by Liam Zhu, probably mispronounced that, I'm sorry, called the Silk Road. Adds in a bunch of new medieval stuff, among other things, but there are 3D weapons, there's armor and shields and all kinds of things like that. It's pretty cool. If you're more looking for 3D blocks and building materials, I recommend, for two different styles, the Modern Furniture add-on by Tordemundos872, which adds in a ton of different modern furniture style blocks, as well as the Enzenoch Medieval Furniture V6 add-on, which definitely has a more Minecrafty feel. Both of these are great options for adding some nice 3D decoration and furniture blocks into your game. That about wraps it up for this video. Oh hey, one of these made the sun 3D, that's pretty cool. Anyway, if you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like and subscribe and comment, whatever. Also, of course, all of the links to all of these add-ons are in the description. They will all be on mcpe EDL, some might be on Mod Bay, but you can download them all there for free. In the description, there will also be a tutorial for how to download and install Minecraft add-ons for completely free. Thanks for watching, you made it to here though. See you later, and goodbye.